Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I actually had a little bit of a break in the action from work. Wanted to do a live stream, kind of out of the blue sky. Just wanted to touch base with everyone on what's going on in the Southwest United States, which is my territory. Um, so, first and foremost, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you all. Let's see who's in the chat. KP Hudson, what's up, my friend? KP Hudson, Holly, and Suburban Hillbilly. Hello, hello. Glad to see all of you here today. Um, I hope everyone is doing well. I have, sorry, of course, work never ends, right? So they always try to hunt me down when I'm trying to do something else. But in any case, wanted to touch base with everyone regarding the storms, both, well, the storm on the Gulf Coast as well as the fires in Ruidoso, New Mexico. Now, for those of you unfamiliar, Ruidoso, or Ruidoso, if you say it in Spanish correctly, is in the mountains of New Mexico. It's actually piney forest. It's absolutely gorgeous out there. It's absolutely gorgeous out there. Hey, Joy, buenos dias. And Water Tiger, hello. Tristan, welcome. BJ's, how's it going? Carbon, long time no see. Always good to see you. Hello, Holly. Hold on, now I got confused here. The chat jumped on me. And I'm losing my mind. Hang on. All. I think I'm seeing all chat. Anyway, so as you saw in my short the other day, they actually evacuated entire sections of Ruidoso, New Mexico. It's a well-known kind of like off the beaten path for the most part, but well known in the Southwest. Place to go skiing, hiking, mountains. It's really pretty. It's kind of like the northern part of the Davis Mountains, southern end of the Sierra Nevada. Is a little bit of everything. It's really pretty there, and unfortunately, they make a lot of their money and their livings off of nature, right? The camping, hiking, skiing, whatnot, and the place is devastated. This is something that's really hard to prepare for because honestly, like you can't bug in for a fire unless you have some like Cold War bunker. You're just about to, you can't go anywhere. Like you have to bail, or you'll die. You can't fight that magnitude of a fire with a garden hose. Now I've seen people try it. What's scary is they tend to go, oh well, you know what, I'm going to try and keep my property wet and prevent the fire, but eventually the power goes out and then the pumps go out, and now you have no water, and you can get very quickly trapped in that kind of environment. So I got a local report here, and I'm going to play this one for you guys and girls. Uh, and before I go any further, I do want to keep saying hi to folks. Said hi, hey Joy. Hudson's about to pop off here in the Hudson Valley. Are you getting spin-off from the storm, or is that something completely different? All American preppers in the house. Welcome, welcome. Mr. Schmidt, hello. And Pilgrim, what's going on? So hopefully, Southern Tier, hello, hello. Hey, Teresa, always fun to see you. Surviving behind liberal lines. I have a family member headed to your neck of the woods, like very close to you, and they're looking at the cost of living and the job offer, and they're like, ooh, adjustments need to be made because you could get a 3,000 square foot home in Houston for about 400,000, and for 400,000 on the West Coast, you will not get much of anything. You have, for that same house, you're looking 8 to 1 million. It's just absolutely insane. So yeah, you may get an email from me later on. In any case, let's go with the video for, where am I? Here we go. And let me know if you can hear this audio. I'm going to try and move it up a little bit. And this is NBC News, but in the area, so one of the local channels. So I'll play this one for you.
Yeah, but
I feel bad. So this
Other
guy, I
than
think
that,
his home just got
we're
destroyed.
alive. We're okay.
The wildfires surrounding the Ruidoso area have now claimed one person's life. The governor's office confirming the tragic news yesterday afternoon.
Well, this as both the South Fork and Salt fires continue to scorch through neighborhoods. Nearly 1,400 homes and businesses have been damaged or destroyed due to the fire, and about 8,000 people have been evacuated from the area. Both fires combined have now burned well over 23,000 acres as of this morning, with still 0% containment.
Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham issued an executive order declaring a state of emergency in Lincoln County and the Mescalero Apache Reservation. The order will free up additional funding and resources to help fight the blaze.
Well, the governor has deployed the National Guard to the area to help wherever needed, and additional New Mexico State Police are being dispatched.
Have two devastating, enormous fires. And when I say enormous, it means that they're getting more and more complicated to address. Every resource available while we combat these fires is available. More than 17 agencies are on the ground working together, both federal and state.
And this is a live look outside of Ruidoso Village this morning, where, as we've mentioned, thousands.
And I just want to point out, and I was supposed to actually go with a veterans group uh, a week ago to this very area. It's between Ruidoso and Cloudcroft, and I wound up since I'm waiting for my backup engineer. I wound up in a project. I couldn't go. The guys went, and fortunately they're already out, but they would have been in the mountains had they moved that. They were going to move it to this weekend. They would have been in the mountains when this thing popped off. And then they would have had to hump out with all their gear and then get the hell out of there. So I'm kind of glad it worked in our favor that the guys did not wind up there. But it's tough. This is really tough. This is, you could see that's a cute little town. It's all touristy. So usually when you go, here's all these shops, and then there's little bars and everything, and it's drunk people staggering around saying hi to everyone. Actually, really clean. The cops keep it really chill, and the people go there to basically be happy. So it's really heartbreaking because this is going to hurt them not just now, but for a while. So really tough. Hey, Teresa, thank you.
Thousands were forced to leave everything behind.
KTSM spent time with people who escaped the fires and are now waiting for word on if their homes and businesses survived the flames.
Did anyone notice the cats that just jumped up on this building here? They're like right in the, I don't know if you can see them. They're right over, there's that lamppost right in the middle of the screen. And they're like, literally, thank you, surviving. You didn't have to do that, but I do greatly appreciate you doing that. Um, that was awesome. And holy cow, 5-digit. Who said 5-digit SoCal border as well? 5-digit taxes? Oof. My friend has been down there 2 weeks. About it. Jeez, oh peas. Just like Gatlinburg. Yeah. And now they do get fires out here, but New Mexico's usually really good about managing their fire management, so to say. Um, so yeah, this is
Flames. Our
it's
investigative
rough.
director, Andrew Litton, brings us their story and how the community of Roswell is helping them out.
The community of Roswell coming together to help their
Yes,
neighbors.
that's Roswell, New
From dog
Mexico,
food to
UFO
toiletries,
country.
diapers, clothes, and food. Bringing things that they feel that the people from Ruidoso are needing.
Wildfires forcing so many out of their homes, made to escape down the mountain to Roswell, where half a dozen shelters open to welcome Ruidoso evacuees.
We have 200 or so empty cots ready to go. Plenty of food, volunteers, staff. So we're set.
Roswell residents saying people aren't the only ones needing shelter. Animals too being towed to safety, and they all come with unique challenges.
Some people don't know where you take your animals. We had somebody that was staying outside of the university, and they were staying in the car because they didn't know that we had a place to take animals and dogs and cats.
While Roswell comes together to help Ruidoso, they only have one thing in mind.
We got your back. we're here.
And that's awesome.
That's simple. We're all in it together. The fairgrounds take care of your animals. We got everybody in this part of the country taking care of each other. And we get cots and food and coming in from all over the place, volunteers, and we have a safe place for you to be. And we've got your back.
Reporting in Roswell, Andrew Litton, KTSM 9 News.
Hey, I'm muted. Now I'm not muted anymore. Good job, huh? But yeah, that they at least had. Yeah, thanks, Teresa. They at least had enough of a lead to get a lot of people out of there. As they mentioned, there is one fatality, uh, but that could be a lot worse. Some of the fires was so bad, and you saw my short. Literally, the whole mountainside was on fire. So the town I showed earlier is actually about 5 miles from the edge of the fire, and you saw how smoky it was in the middle of the day. So it's tough. Hey, Mike Herrera, what's going on? And Neil, welcome, Neil. I appreciate you guys joining me. So, and Jason's in here too. And there's a reason I'm typing everyone's names. But um, so I didn't put the announcement, but we're going to be doing a giveaway here in a little bit. But yeah, this is something very hard. And remember, I've often said, kind of prep for that 80-90% likely stuff. Like flooding is a 90%. Like that's very likely to occur in general in society, whereas alien invasion from Mars, not so likely. It would be really catastrophic, but not as likely. And so this is one of those things you prep for, but here you're going to have to leave. Like you're going to legit have to, and then you're going to, as has happened to some folks, you're going to lose preps. There was someone in Florida, God, I forgot his name, who's a creator he was a creator on Facebook. He'd never jumped to YouTube, and the tree went down and landed on the shed where he kept his preps. And he's like, who'd have thought? Because he split it between his house and his shed. He said, well, if the house gets hit, the shed. But then the house got flooded and the shed got hit by a tree. And he was like, what do you do at that point? There are just certain things you're not able to battle. Besides water storms and heat related storms, I'm sure others in the storm are the two-legged illegal storm as well. Oh yeah, no. And see, we have not just the illegals, but we have this bad drug stuff. And I'm not talking about, potheads or whatnot. There's some new stuff hitting the streets from what I'm being told. It's just bad. It's creating not just, well, the fentanyl is bad enough, but it's creating other, yeah, we do from the border. Um, but it's a problem. And there's a lot of, you have the human element whenever something like this happens. So it's important to also understand hey, Skydive, what's going on? Understand your local emergency response plan. Understand how well, somebody's messaging me on Teams, but my Teams is closed. So I don't know why they're doing that. There we go. We're going to turn that off. You want to understand what your local resources are. Okay, if there are shelters or buildings that they have put shelters in, where are they located? Where has the Guard or Red Cross or FEMA or whatever organization comes in, where have they set up PODs, which is points of distribution? I actually did a video on this last year because I had to go through a whole certification course with the Guard, because I wound up getting picked for shelter ops, and I went through the whole Red Cross series on shelter ops and evacuations and evacuee tracking. And so you saw the shelter there. Each bunk is going to be 4 by 6. So that's how close they put a lot of them. And it's to fit the maximum number of people. The shelter manager has a lot of options. Because, like, if you come in and there's like a family and they're like four members of the family, but then the other family knows this family, they'll say, okay, this is your square area, and you guys arrange this little corner accordingly. But there's certain lanes you have to keep open in case someone gets sick. It's kind of like a fire lane between the bunks so that the firefighters or an EMT can get in there. And if someone's sick, they can put them on a gurney and get them out. Um, it's just there's horse tranquilizer equal plus fentanyl. Oh God, be a case of perhaps you can still yeah. Forgot the four-legged. That's terrible. So true. Yeah, 100%. So be familiar with how shelters operate, and I've said it on videos. Also, if you have pets, dogs, cats, whatever, um, they need to be social. If your dog goes in there and creates a problem, they can kick your dog out. They can kick the whole family out. And you don't want to separate your dog from your family. You don't want to be kicked out of the shelter. No, Trank. No, there's something else, Joy. My son saw it on the West Coast or out in the Pacific. I was gonna say it's Blue Magic, but that's from that movie American Gangster with Denzel. No, it's blue something or it's purple something. It's a color, like a bluish color something. And he said that stuff creates angry zombies. The cops and the MPs hadn't seen that before, and they had guys flipping out, running down the beach, past the barbed wire, and just kept going. And then they'd taser him, they'd go down, they get back up, and then they had a fight. They canined one guy, and he managed to get the canine off of him, took off running again. He's like, I've never seen people act like that. I have to make some calls and figure out what the hell it was. But yes, and suburban, that's a great point. Street drugs these days. Yeah, well, hey Nostra, what's going on? Um, oh, what's it called? Bath salts. That God, that stuff. I don't know what the hell that does to you. Yeah, Jason just said it. Bath salts. Oh no, blue balls. Click the wrong. Pink Panther, angry zombies. Yeah, no kidding. Like the fentanyl zombies, at least they're just kind of until they kind of come to, and then they start stealing stuff to buy more drugs. But when they're stoned, they're kind of like noodles, right? They're just like on the floor. But this stuff, he said, made them violent. He's one of the older cops said it kind of reminded him of what PCP would do to people back in the 80s and 90s. Like it would freak them out and make them really freaking strong and very violent. And the guys, hey, Mrs. Metal, a lot of the and Mrs. Metal, a lot of the cops were like, yeah, that we weren't fans of that. They beanbagged one guy. It's just like, but it hasn't hit the mainland yet. So keep an eye out in your area. Blue balls. That's just. I should ask him, dude, what was that drug? Is that blue balls? He'd hang up on me, be like, Dad, I'm working. Click. But I like to mess with my son. What's funny is he's the boy out of my kids. He's the one I've battled the most as a teenager. And then when the other two moved out, it was just him and I. And mom had a new job, so he and I were together all the time. And I'm like, "What you doing today?" "Oh, I don't know. Let's go to your FFA barn." So I used to go to the FFA barn, bring pizza, and hang out with the FFA kids. And I made friends with all his friends. And then I realized the reason he and I butt heads is he's like me. And even my wife pointed it out. She's like, you two butt heads because you all are alike." And I'm like, "No, no, we're not." "Yeah, we were." And now it's funny because like he and I could have like a 30-second conversation, say 8 words, and communicate a bunch of information. And like his wife and my wife will be, did you just talk to your dad? Like what was that? "Oh, he asked me da da da." But you said like 4 words to each other. Is dad son talk? I don't know. You guys, those of you who are close to your kids probably know. But what did Nostra say? The drug, it may be pink, man. Oof. No, because he's immune to the stuff. He's the guy's a chemical experiment that walks around in the White House. Hey, Moon Sprout, welcome. Uh, yeah, it's that one's rough. That was pretty bad. So folks, that kind of stuff, I've mentioned bug out books, having hard copies of stuff, uploading stuff to the internet, if you trust it or you have a secure cloud server. I actually use my work has a cloud server for backup our computers for work, and we can have a private folder of up to so many gigabytes. So I actually have an emergency because I can go to one of my work facilities if I have to leave my area, and we have facilities all over the US, and I can go to a work camp, log in with my credentials, and immediately access the database, and I can download my emergency docs, print them out. Bible in a Ziploc, a lot of stuff in a Ziploc. Pizza sounds great. So I'd love to leave. I'd have to leave the AC to get it. No delivery out here in the sticks. Too hot to grill. Oof. Yeah, no. Scenarios. The government says to euthanize your pet to save your preps. If you're Burko. This is not wrong. This is not wrong. And actually, when the Chinese were grabbing uh, everyone's animals, which was heartbreaking what the Chinese did to their people. They were just putting all their cats in like a big sack, and all these cats are laying there all compressed, and it was just terrible. Like that was inhumane. Um, and I remember I saw that video, and the first comment, this was some random news channel on YouTube. The first comment was like, there'd be a bunch of dead people in front of my house before they take my dog. And I'm like, I absolutely get that guy. Um, but yeah, it's been a rough ride for the folks in New Mexico. Fortunately, when the fire started, the governor had enough sense to start activating Red Cross, FEMA, responders. The local towns around the fire started mobilizing shelters, so the support structure came up quick, and that's a good thing. So, but anyway, moving over to the tropical storm Alberto. What did I call him the other day? Alfredo. And then I started talking about pasta. So I'm going to share this screen with you, and we can. Oh, wrong screen. And we can have a conversation on this one. Let me know if you hear this audio, guys.
Storm of this hurricane season. Tropical storm Alberto.
Or maybe not. It was 5x5, and now the lady has the spinning wheel of death. Let me see if I can. Oh, hey now. All right, let's try again.
Alberto is taking aim at Mexico's coast and is impacting parts of Texas. Meanwhile, more than 70 million Americans are under heat alerts from the Midwest to the Northeast. ABC News meteorologist Samara Theodore is standing by for more on that. But first, let's go to ABC's Melissa Adan in Corpus Christi, Texas, with the latest. Melissa, what's it like there right now?
Hey there, Diane. So we just got that confirmation that this is a tropical storm system, the first one of the season named as Alberto, and we obviously can feel.
Clearly, ABC News is not on their game today.
Feel those effects here along the south coast of Texas, and really all the parts of South Texas are facing those possible storm surges, these pretty choppy winds, and this rain. It's heavy and it's pelting down towards all of us. Of course, when it's the biggest threat, and many communities, especially seeing that this is the first one of the season, we're always worried about those storm surges because you see behind me, this is a dock, right? The marina, unrecognizable, already overtaken by that water. And then the threat, of course, to those buildings, any low-lying areas in coastal communities is always a threat. Here across Corpus Christi, parts of Houston, several schools closed down, obviously some already in anticipation of Juneteenth, but other events all canceled. Tomorrow, they're expecting that as well. The highest threat, of course, is that flooding. Yes, especially when we're by the coast. But imagine when a lot of this water can just flood up onto the streets. This is what makes it pretty dangerous when you're talking about concerns for folks that are on the road, in their homes. This is always why with these storms, Diane, the threat is something so important to take seriously. Even though just now it was named as a tropical storm, that's why they're heeding those warnings. They have those warnings in effect, and that's something we're absolutely going to be monitoring, Diane.
All right, Melissa, down in Corpus Christi, Texas, thank you. And ABC News meteorologist Samara Theodore has more on the tropical threat and heat alerts around the country. Hi, Samara.
Oh yeah, we got high
Hi,
heat
good
in other
morning.
parts.
Yes, so we officially have Tropical Storm Alberto, as Melissa stated. Interestingly enough, this storm system is headed straight for Mexico, but that's how far reaching the impacts of the system are. We're seeing flood alerts and threats right now. Sorry, there we go. Okay. We have tropical storm warning for Corpus Christi and Brownsville, flood watch just south of San Antonio. So the greatest threat for flooding has shifted a little bit farther south. Let's go ahead and take a look now at the totals. So this is Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, so apparently the ABC News did not want to play with me today, so that's fine. ABC News can go to Shabalba. But you could see, even though the storm went west and hit Mexico, when you're north or east of a hurricane, that's the dirty side. That's the side that's picking up all the moisture, and it's just spewing it all over Texas. Thankfully, originally that system was supposed to go toward Victoria, which would have actually thrown water all the way to Pensacola and across New Orleans and Houston. But then it made this left turn and it kind of went the other way. So, that was pretty bueno. Well, I mean, it was bueno in that there's less effect in the States. Mexico took a hit, though. Mount St. Helens is active again. Oh, man, that's not bueno. Oh, and is Chuck in the? Was Chuck in there? Oh, there's Chuck C. It's Psychobilly. Okay, I forgot Chuck changed his name on online. Folks, these kind of situations, you don't always have the option of hunker down or bug in, right? A hurricane, you can maybe if you don't flood. A fire, you can't unless you have some kind of super bunker of some type, which most of us don't because we work for a living. We're not Elon Musk or Bill Gates. Bill Gates has, his his little cabin in hell. But and I'm gonna watch. They're gonna kick me off for saying that. Um, but those are hard. That's hard to prep for a fire. Whereas a tropical storm, we've known it's been out there for a few days, so you have that lead time where you can kind of maneuver yourself. Hey, Dragon Slayer, what's going on? You can maneuver a little bit and kind of you can kind of get ready and make that decision. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I hunker down, board my windows? Hey, Pilgrim, what's going on? It's when you run into those spontaneous things like a fire or a tornado. Tornadoes are another one really hard to deal with. Um, those are your most likely. We get tornadoes every year. We get tropical systems every year. We get fires every year, hurricanes every year. So this is like Christmas, but it's jacked up Christmas. It happens every year. Um, so you want to be sure, prep for those things. And in prepping for that, the food, the water, the backup paperwork, the flashlights, etc., you also indirectly prepare for a lot of other things. You know what I mean? Um, if you focus too much on a really exotic situation like a nuclear attack, which would be horrendous, right? But low probability because even our leaders, as much as they do this, are not crazy people. Um, I feel the wind and it's strong, very nice. I'm actually of Buren and ooh, oh, that's scary. They got a good guys playhouse in Colorado holds all this playhouse. Buy a fireboat. Yeah, you could buy a fireboat. That would be great. Hey, Jason in Virginia, what's going on? And I think I missed a few of you in there, maybe not. Firenado is the worst. I've actually seen a video of one. I've never seen one in person. I hope I never do. Um, Today, my corgis got to see an F-15. The Air National Guard apparently was using our local or regional airport for touch and goes, and when he came over the subdivision, he's at a low speed, so he had to burn his engines a little hot to keep lift, and he came over the subdivision, and the dogs went nuts. The puppy was gone. The puppy's like, I don't know what the hell, that's the devil. And we were looking for Stormy for about 5 minutes. We eventually found her. But going back to the storms, fire, tornadoes. Well, tornado, you may not have a chance to do anything other than hit the ground, right? But fires are very hard to bug in for. Flood would be very hard to bug in for, just because it physically makes a situation where you can die just staying there. Um, Hurricane, if you're inland, it depends, right? So you want to understand how these different situations can affect you. But prep it. Look, the economy is not going to get better this year, right? It's going to be a rough year, and we all know that. Prep for the things that are the 80% likely scenario, right? The things that are most likely to happen. Um, Name the next one, Chopper. So, Dust Devils are stronger than you might. Okay, so Joy, true story. I actually saw. Oh, sorry. There were a bunch of lacrosse players back in Houston, and there was a big old dust devil went across the field, and one of them, he's got all this little armor. You're like 12-year-old boys. Takes his stick and charges into it. Da-da-da-da-da. And I guess it caught him just right because he had a complete yard sale. The boy lost his shoe, his lacrosse stick. He went tumbling end over end, and it only launched him about 3 feet. And then the dirt devil kept going. That was I wish I'd have recorded that. That was the funniest thing I'd seen. And at Texas, that's a good one. Louisiana tornado and a Texas divorce. Either way, someone is losing a mobile home. There you go. Really? That's interesting. And the local dump and recycling centers, you can find a lot of stuff there. So, but folks, look, so the storm's about to pass. There was flooding, no major fatalities reported on the coast. There were some with the fire. I don't know if it was smoke or fire. I didn't look into that. It's the fact that someone passed away is sad. You saw from the first video, the guy was very brokenhearted because he lost property. If you own animals, not just dogs and cats, but like you have horses, cattle, you may want to already in advance reach out to other areas where they may have a stable that you can use, like an FFA barn at a local high school in another city, where you can go and talk to them and say, hey, if I have to evacuate here, can I rent out this stable and put my cattle here or my horse here? So you have accommodation. During Harvey, there was one ranch at the edges of the city, or in the city, I should say, within the limits, that every hurricane, they just left and they left the animals in the field. And then the state had to go and save the cows and the horses. And the neighbors got pissed about that. So they actually, um, I think the county judge, they got taken to court and they were ordered to pay back to the county the cost of rescuing their animals. And the argument was this is the fourth hurricane in 8 years, and every time this area gets flooded, y'all leave and you have not yet made accommodations for the animals, even though you were ordered to by the county 2 storms ago, and they let the next one fly, so now you have to pay. um, so yeah, I live next to Horse. Yeah, and you know what? That's the other thing. If you make friends with your neighbors, you make friends with other towns, you kind of get to know everybody. Um, we get all of them. Honestly, that was we lost power for 2 weeks with Ike. Harvey, we didn't lose it for more than a day, but it flooded the rest of the city. It's like we were in that northwest corner, and one storm went this way and beat up that half of the city, and the other one turned this way and beat up our half. It's just kind of odd. But yeah, 2 weeks without power, water. Hey, Hutch, what's going on? So, in any case, folks, that was it for the news. Now, what I'm going to do, if I can make this thing work right, is I am going to share the screen. And that is the wheel of stuff. So, can you guys see that? Is there anyone in the chat that you do not see your name here? I got Hudson, KP, Holly, Suburban, Jory, Border Tiger, Tristan, All American, Daryl, Carbon Q, Teresa B, Mike H, Neil, Jason, My Skydive, Nostradamus, Yardbirds, Mrs. Metal, Moonsprout, the Virginia Bushcrafters, Southern Tier, Psycho Billy, Too Small. I'm reading mouths because I wasn't sure if you guys could see it. Let me see if I can expand a bit. Pilgrim, Jason in Virginia, and Hutch just kind of snuck in there. Is there anyone I'm missing? Too small. Okay, yeah, sorry. I don't know how to make this full screen. Ta-da. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. Okay, so I think I got everyone. I got Virginia Bushcrafter in there. I think I do. TVB. Let me write it out so I can. Anyone else? I see no names, really small. I'm in blue, thank you. Okay. And there's a list to the right here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to like make it bigger, but it will not allow me to do so. Oh, that was the opposite of what I wanted. So, hey, Shore Skeptic, what's going on? All right. So, on that note, what am I giving away today? So let me change the view real quick here. So today's give. Oh, hold on a second. All right, I didn't need that. So today's giveaway will be. Oh, BJ's. Yes, BJ's is in here. Thank you, BJ's. BJ's prepping. Do I have Rebecca Lynn in here? I don't think so. Oh, sort A to Z. Oh, so much better now. Yeah, that makes it a lot easier to. I think 1 ounce of platinum. All right, hold on. There we go. All right, so courtesy of my friends at ReadyWise, I reached out, told them I'd be doing a few giveaways, so they gave me a few of these. So I will be raffling off one of these today, and I'm going to do a few more. I'm going to do them randomly whenever I get a chance to do a live stream, and we'll just go and give that. So what's in here, just so you guys can see the goodie. That wheel's freaking me out. It's like I have a big screen here and it's just going really slow, and it's like giving me motion sickness. So if you see me kill over, I got dizzy. It is the ReadyWise emergency food supplies, the 72-hour kit. Can you see that? And it has stuff. No, it doesn't have a bucket. It has these nifty things. Let's see. It's brown sugar and maple multigrain. That's like an oatmeal, cheesy macaroni, which is actually really good. Teriyaki rice. I've not had that. The hearty tortilla soup is good. Whey milk alternative. That's weird. But actually, that would be a protein source too, huh? So, oh, is Loretta Hooch just snuck in on us here? So let's get Loretta in there. And I didn't announce the giveaway on this one. I figured whoever came in would jump in. Do I have Teresa Buchanan in here? Teresa B. Yes, I do. Pilgrim. Oh, Tennessee Tactical. And yeah, I think Rebecca should be here. Rebecca Lynn, right? So anyway, so it is a 72-hour kit. Each pouch, I can't see. So it's 4 servings per pouch, and there's like the 5 pouches in here. and it also has $1 billion. It also has, I think, some little like paperwork, how to prepare. It has a little manual because I opened one of these before. Has a little manual on, like how to prepare, and there's actually recipes for these on the ReadyWise website. Um, if uh, if you do order stuff on your own, use that code roaming10 and they'll knock 10% off of whatever. But this one's a freebie today. So I'm going to go to the, hold on, I got to make the screen big again. Can you guys see? Ta-da, HEB, yay. Close ad. All right. So I will click. So I will close. All right. I'm going to put closing. So there's my timestamp on the chat. So anyone who comes in after that, oh, did Miss Holly hop in here? Wait. Oh, Holly Evan. That's Holly Ivan. She's already in here. And surviving. Do I have you in here? Almost missed surviving. All right. So one last time, I got All American Prepper, BJ Prepping, Carbon Q, Daryl C, Dragon Slayer, Holly Hudson Hutch, Jason in Virginia, Jason Schmidt, Joy Trujillo, KP Heathen, Loretta, Mike H, Moonsprout, Mrs. Metal, My Skydive, Neil Nostra, Pilgrim, Psychobilly, Rebecca Lynn, Shore Skeptic, Southern Tears, Suburban, Surviving, Tennessee, Teresa, Virginia Bushcrafter, Tristan, Water Tiger, Yardbirds, and I'm going to add GMA Nana because she's one of my regulars, but that's it. All right, so you're all in there? Hey, don't forget to hit like before you leave, and I'm going to roll. So ready, and let's see what, and there goes the little Rufus. And the winner of this day's, oh, wait. My skydive. My skydive. So what you need to do is you need to, hold on, I can't change this doggone thing. So skydive, you need to shoot me an email at theroamingprepper@gmail.com, and or I guess if you're on Instagram, you can direct message me. Either way is fine. And I need an address. Hey, the dude. Oh no, the dude just missed. So um, and I will give me an address where I can send something kind of this size. And it's not light actually. It's about 4 pounds of stuff in this box. So it's not like super heavy, but it's legit. So my skydive, is skydive still in the chat? Oh yay, there. All right. Da-da-da. So I need an address where to send it to. I don't know if I can do PO boxes. You can send it wherever, your house, your office, a friend's house, whatever works for you, and I will send it. And then if you want to forward it to a friend or keep it for yourself, either way. But you are the winner for today, so congratulations. And yeah, this is a cool kit. I do have a few of these myself. And yeah, that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude my skydive. I'll be waiting for your email. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it for this one. But until next time, you guys be safe. Have some fun out there. Remember, prep for the things that are most likely to happen, right? The hurricanes, floods, the tornadoes, that kind of stuff. This kind of stuff comes in handy because in doing that, you prepare for those really weird situations because the basics are the same. So until next time, God bless, peace out, have fun, be safe, and watch that weather. It's been really bizarre this year. I will see you all next time. Y'all take care of yourselves.